So what's good, homies? It's your man, King Ray Ray. Welcome back to another episode of the show. I appreciate all the support, and I appreciate y'all helping the channel grow the way y'all doing, man. It's a phenomenal thing. And I recently did a piece of content like this, just standalone phone content, and you guys responded positively to it. So I said, let's give this a shot. My question today is, why do you think every woman worth having professes that she wants a man of God? And you may say because, he won't treat her this way, or he won't treat her bad, or he won't do this or that. But let's think about what the definition of a man of God is for her. For her, she thinks a man of God is a man who's going to go to church with her. But that's not a man of God. That's a man who feels like he needs to bow down to something. That's a man who feels like he needs to be able to be weak. He needs to be able to be sorrowful. He needs to be able to be, accepting of the fact that he's beneath and not above. He needs to be ready to submit to something. But most times when she finds out what a man of God truly is, she realizes she doesn't want that, because you know what a man of God is? A man of God is a man who lives his life according to the word of God and applies the precepts and principles of the Most High to his life. And he demands that everyone in his household does the same. So she doesn't want to have to change anything about herself, especially if she feels like she's good enough. But as a godly man, you have to make the determination in your life that if a woman's going to be in your life and she's going to be in the wife position in your life, that she must understand the hierarchy, the spiritual hierarchy, especially where there's God, there's you, then there's her. And it's her responsibility to relay many of the principles and precepts that you relate to her to your children. It is your responsibility as a man to stay connected to the Most High, period. And the most damning thing you can do to your life is to invite someone in who doesn't understand that hierarchy, who doesn't understand that they have to submit to your spiritual will as you, follow and adhere to the spiritual guidance of the Most High. But many times a man won't do that. You think you can come in and change someone into what you want them to be. But when you think about it, how realistic is that? That someone who has been a certain way their entire lives is going to suddenly change for you in any way? Like, why would you think that? Why would you believe someone is going to suddenly change for you? A lot of times we like to tell ourselves that we're so influential and, that our coercion skills are so strong that, we can, make a dog start climbing trees and chasing squirrels and have our cat be the guard cat in the house and meow people away when they try to break in. But that's not the reality of life. Everyone is spiritually who they are. There is no one who is absolutely spiritually defunct, who is morally defunct, who's suddenly going to wake up one day and they're going to be the moral king of the world, the moral queen of the world either. This isn't going to happen. So you have to allow the people in your life who are already on their path, already that way, already living that life. There are certain meats I don't eat. I'm not going to meet a woman who eats those meats and try to change her. I don't want to change her. She needs to already, for whatever reason, for health reasons, for spiritual reasons, because she was raised there, because she just don't like it. I don't care what the reason is, but she has to already be on that path. She has to already be on that path. So I don't eat sugar. So that too. So I'm not going to try to, convince a woman you shouldn't be eating all that sugar. Don't eat all that sweet stuff. I'm not going to try to convince her that. I'm going to live my life and she's going to have to fit into my life. I don't have time in my schedule to raise someone unless they're a child, because a child is going to do what you tell them to do because they have no choice. An adult doesn't have to do that. And so I don't want to waste my time doing that. And I say this to tell you, men, make sure that if you are a godly man, that you truly have a woman who wants to be with a godly man, who wants to be the wife of a godly husband, who understands that there will be rules and regulations governing our lives, not just her life, our lives. They're already governing my life. So that's one thing. That's why you and I, we have to stay on top of that. We have to make sure that we're applying the principles and precepts of the Most High to our lives. We have to make sure that we're being the man that God put us here to be, because the moment we stop doing that, we don't have the right to tell anyone to do or be anything. You hear the saying, do as I say, not as I do. No, do as I do, because what I do is what I say. So people wonder why I don't go here and I don't go here and I don't do this and I don't do that, because that's not my life. That's not what God put me here to do. God didn't put me here to party. He didn't put me to go out every weekend. He didn't put me here to be going out on these dates with a whole bunch of randoms. He didn't put me here for that. He elevated me to a level, a spiritual level, where I'm here for a specific purpose. A specific purpose. You understand? It's not to get fame. It's not to get money. It's not to get any of that. It's to let men know that the way to govern your life, the way to control your life, the way to get the best out of your life, the way to get that thing that has eluded so many before, peace of mind, is to align yourself with the Most High. That's my job. You understand? That's what I do. And that's what I'm going to do. And any woman that I allow in my space, she's going to have to buy into that 100%. She can't have her own understanding of what spirituality is. She can't be connected with anything other than, what I'm connected with. She has to connect with me spiritually. See, I'm connected to the Most High spiritually. She has to connect with me spiritually. So we talk about the emotional connection. That's cool. We talk about the physical connection. That's cool. We talk about the mental connection. That's cool. But when we talk about the spiritual connection, that governs everything. I don't want to have a mental connection and we don't have a spiritual connection. I don't want to have an emotional connection and we don't have a spiritual connection. I don't want to have a physical connection and we don't have a spiritual connection. I'm wasting my time. So that is why so many men like me, so many men like you, that is why we're single. That is why. Because we're not going to make an adjustment in our lives for you to be a part of it. We're not going to do that. Because we don't need you in our lives. You need to be in our lives. Spiritually, no matter how found you think you are still lost. Every single woman who follows a spiritual path, who wants to be a spiritual woman, she hits a wall where she can't go beyond that. Beyond that point is men only and women accompanied by men. You understand what I'm saying? There's a point of spirituality that requires absolute abandonment of your emotions. And I've never met a woman who can do that. Never met a woman who can absolutely 100% abandon her emotionality. Many men can't do it. So the few of us who can, we are God's chosen. That's who we are. There's a level where nothing should make you mad. Nothing should make you sad. There's a level of spirituality where the world doesn't affect you that way anymore. And that is the only person who can truly lead. That's the only person who can truly lead. That's the only person who can truly lead. So I want you men to understand that and keep that in mind. We have to be who we are meant to be. And we can't adjust that for someone else. We can't compromise that for someone else. So if you're going to allow a woman into your life and put her in a wife position, she has to understand what it means to be in the company and presence of a man of God. It's a position of leadership, pure leadership. There is no compromise. I'm not compromising anything. This is how it's going to be. It's going to be my way or it's going to be no way, because my way is the way that's aligned with the principles and precepts, statutes and commandments of the Most High. That is my way. It says it has always been my way and it's not going to change because you enter. Why would it? This is going to elevate you, not me. I'm already on the path of elevation. It's going to bring you to a point that you can't get past. So a woman has to be ready for that. It doesn't matter if listen, you can find the virgin wife, you can find whatever it is, but if she's not ready spiritually for that, it doesn't matter what other qualities she has. That's the only thing that matters. And we must remember that. It's not for her to know that. It's for us to know that. So we can stand at the gate to our lives and make sure no one who doesn't deserve access gets access. Because beyond that gate, it's a royal place. It's a spiritually astute place. It's the most righteous place she's ever been. It's the first time of her life she's ever seen a man honor the Sabbath day. It's the first time she's ever been to a space where a man literally lets the word govern his diet. Not anything else, not any health, the word. And I want y'all to understand how much power that is. It's powerful to be a man of God, because the only man who doesn't suffer in this life is a man who is truly aligned with the Most High and lives his life in a way that's pleasing to God. Everyone else, they can have all the money, they can have all the fame, they can have all of that. But they also have things in their lives that bring them pain and frustration and grief and anger and heartache. And they eat and consume things that break them down physically. Would you rather be a man who has enough to live a comfortable life and can't remember the last time you had any aches or pains or any health problems at all? Or be a man who has millions, billions even, and every day you thinking about how much worse you feel physically than you did the year before? It's a choice that we have to make. Mine is made. Let me know in the comments if yours is made as well.